We have enough of boring slideshows full of text and bullet points. Next slide, next slide, next slide. But death by PowerPoint doesn't happen because of PowerPoint, but instead because of the way it's used. PowerPoint is in truth a great tool, and in this video series you learn how to transform a boring slideshow into your show. This is what you learn by the end of this first video. Did you know that PowerPoint has built-in stock images, icons, cutout people and illustrations? You learn to use Morph transitions. You'll create a non-linear menu for a more engaging navigation. You learn how to use text or shapes to mask a picture. Create custom shapes and bullet points with Morph entrance effect. Use a video as background. How to temporarily pause your slideshow and then start it back from where you left. And if you watch the video till the end, you get a bonus tip where you learn how to create image layers and partially hide objects behind. If you're interested in a particular tip, you can skip to the corresponding section. You'll find the link to the different chapters in the description below. Let's start! I picked a random subject, that is office well-being. I'm definitely not an expert, so please don't focus on the content. Instead, let's take this topic and use it to see how we can create an engaging presentation. By the end of this chapter, you'll learn how to use stock images and icons in your slide, set an image as a slide background, and use custom fonts. Let's start by creating a new presentation with a blank slide. Let's click on Insert, Pictures, and then Stock Images. PowerPoint offers lots of free images, icons, cutout people, stickers, and illustrations. Let's use laptop as a search term and see whether we find something useful. This picture here looks good. Let's select it. At the bottom we see that close to the Insert button there is the number 1. This means that we can select multiple images or icons and download them all at the same time. I also want to include an icon that suits the theme of the presentation. I look for House and select this icon here. Now at the bottom, close to Insert, we see the number 2. This includes the picture with the laptop that I selected before, as well as the icon. Let's now click on Insert. Let's make the picture bigger so that it fills the whole slide, crop it, and let's resize and reposition the house icon. I now want to write the title of the presentation. I recommend you don't use the usual Calibri or Arial fonts, but instead you look for one that fits the graphic design of your presentation. You can either use one of the preset fonts offered by PowerPoint, or you can look for something different that maybe will be more eye-catching for your audience. A good place to find nice fonts is Google Fonts. Write your title, in my case is Office, and let's see how it's rendered by the different fonts. A font that I really like is the Montserrat Alternates. I will select this one, click on Download Family, and then click on each of the font files. Once the file opens, just click on Install. Repeat the operation for each of the font types you wish to install. Let's go back to PowerPoint, and now you can find your new font in the font lists. Let's insert a text box, write Office, make it bigger, look for the font that you just installed, in my case Montserrat Alternates, and let's change the font of our text. I'll make the house a little bigger. Now I'm using a house and the word Office. The title of the presentation is Home Office Well-Being. So I want to add the wording well-being, but to stand out from the word office, I want to use a different font. So let's look for something different. Bauhaus looks pretty good, but actually I prefer the ST Cayenne font. I think it suits very well the style of the icon. By the end of this chapter, you'll learn how to create this and other Morph transitions. We've built our title slide. If you want to move away from linear presentations, where you're clicking one slide after the other, a good idea is to build a menu slide from which you can navigate to the different sessions of the presentation. So let's create our menu slide. We want to keep the title of the presentation in the slide, but let's make it smaller and put it to the bottom left of the slide. Like this, it's good. Let's readjust it a little bit. If we now move from the first slide to the menu slide, then the transition is not very nice. If you have the same text, images or icons on two slides, but the objects are changing position or size, PowerPoint has a great built-in transition that's called Morph. Let's see how it works. Let's click on the second slide, go to Transitions and then Morph. If we go to Presentation mode, let's try to move from slide 1 to 2. And you see that the house, office and well-being are smoothly transitioning from the center to the bottom left position of the second slide. This is what you'll get with tip number 3. Use the zoom function to create a non-linear navigation menu. We want to build our menu slide. Let's say the topics of the presentations are posture, movement, breaks, eyes, and distractions. Normally we would create a new slide, make a list, bullet points, and that's it. However, that's not very appealing. Here's my suggestion. Let's make one slide for each of the menu items. The first one will be posture. Let's use the Montserrat Alternates font. Let's increase the size and center it. We can repeat the same procedure for each of the menu items. We can do that by just copying this slide, pasting it, and just changing the text. How can we build a cool and interactive menu? Go to Insert and then Zoom. Zooms allow you to present your content creatively in a non-linear way. Create an interactive table of contents with summary zoom, or jump to specific slides and sections with slide zoom and section zoom. If we click on zoom, then let's click on summary zoom. We can now choose the slides that we want to be part of our menu. I select posture, movement, breaks, eyes and distractions. Click on Insert, and PowerPoint automatically generates a slide with all these menu items. I don't want to use this slide as a menu slide, so I will copy all the menu items and paste them in my slide number 2, my menu slide. Let's click on each of the menu items, go to Zoom and Zoom Background. This function will remove the background. Let's make the whole section bigger. And now we can reposition these menu items on our slide. I'll take posture, rotate it, make it smaller so that it fits the laptop pad. In a similar way, I reposition movement. I want to do the same thing with breaks and put it on the coffee cup. However, coffee is black and I can't see the word breaks. So let's go to the menu item and change the color to white. Now it looks good. Let's resize, reposition and rotate eyes. Now I want to put distractions on the phone, but again it's black, so I need to change the color to white. So it looks good. Let's see the result in presentation mode. We click on posture and automatically PowerPoint zooms in while keeping the slide background picture. Same for movement, breaks, eyes and distractions. By the end of step 4, you'll learn how to use a character or a shape as a mask for a picture. Now that we've created the menu slide, let's start adding some content. Let's go to the posture section and create a new slide. So let's pick some random content and write a few bullet points like screen at eye level, straight back, stretching and use a mouse. Again, just writing bullet points on a white slide is not very entertaining and engaging. So let's see how we can be a bit more creative. Let's say we want to take the first letter of the word posture and make it a bit artistic. Let's insert a P as text and pick a font. I like the Bauhaus 93. Let's make this bigger. And now let's look for a picture that links to the posture subject. Go to Insert, Pictures, Stock Images. And I'll choose this one, with a guy working at the computer. Let's insert it and resize it. What we want to do is to use the P letter and create a mask, such that the part of the picture that is behind the P will then appear within the letter. Let's select both pictures and text, go to Shape Format, and then Merge Shapes. In here we have many options: Union, Combine, Fragment, Intersect and Subtract. We'll choose Intersect. And now you see that instead of having a black P letter, we've cut a P letter out of the picture. If we are not satisfied with what we're seeing within the picture, then we can still modify it. Let's click on the P, Picture Format, Crop, and then let's drag and drop to reposition or resize the picture. I now want to include the full word posture, so we just need to insert the remaining letters, and let's use our Montserrat Alternates font. Like this, it looks good. In step 5, you learn how to create custom shapes, use them as creative bullet points, and have them entering the slide with a morph transition. We've given a more interesting touch to this slide. However, we still have the boring bullet points at our right. Let's now see how we can create custom shapes that can be used as an alternative to bullet points. A nice way to do that is to replicate the shape of the P. Go to Insert, Shapes, and let's choose the oval shape. Fit the round part of the P. Even if it doesn't fit perfectly, it's not an issue. And then again, let's insert a rectangular shape. Let's take all these shapes, put them on the side, select them all, go to Shape Format, and go, as we did before, to Merge Shapes. However, now we're not going to use the Intersect function. Instead, we're going to click on Union. This will combine all shapes together into one single object. We've created an object with a similar shape to the P. However, the P also has a hole and a spacing. So let's try to replicate that. Go to Insert Shape, let's choose again an oval shape and then a rectangle. Select both of them. Like we did before, go to Shape Format, Merge Shapes, and then Union. Now, if we take this new shape and put it on top of the other shape, then select both shapes, go again to Shape Format, Merge Shapes, and select Subtract. This function will subtract the smaller shape from the bigger one. By doing so, we have replicated our P. We have a new nice object. Let's change the fill and outline color. For example, I'll choose white for the fill and black for the outline. I just got the idea that I could use the rectangular part to include some text and the little round hole in the middle to put our number, the bullet point. Let's rotate it by 90 degrees and resize it. The space to insert the text is pretty small, so I want to extend it. We now know how to do it. Let's insert a rectangular shape and put it close to the existing one. I'll zoom in to make sure that it's well aligned. Then select both objects, go to Shape Format, Merge Shapes, and Union. Great, we have created a custom shape that is in line with the graphic concept of the presentation and that will replace our boring bullet points. Now we have 4 bullet points, so I want to create 4 of these shapes. You can do Ctrl+C or V, but in alternative, you can also press on Ctrl and then left-click on your mouse and drag it, and automatically a copy will be created. Let's roughly position them in a way that I like. Then select them all, go to Arrange, and align them. Align left so that they're all starting from the same point, and then go to Distribute vertically. Let's insert the text of our bullet points. Screen at eye level, straight back, stretching, use a mouse. And let's align it. I now want to insert numbers in the little circles of our shapes. So let's write 1 to 4 and position them. I'll make the word posture a little bit bigger and reposition it. And let's reposition all our shapes and text to the border of the slide. Great, we now have a slide that is already much nicer than the bullet points. However, the transition into this slide is pretty boring. To make this slide more dynamic, we can use one of the tips that I shared with you at the beginning. That is the morph transition. Let's duplicate the slide. In the second copy of the slide, we'll add a morph transition. To do so, go to Transitions and then click on Morph. And in the first copy, let's take all the objects to which we want to give some motion out of the slide. I'm zooming out to have a more comfortable working space. Take the shapes and text to the right and the numbers on top. Let's go to presentation mode and look at the effect. Let's have a look at the whole presentation now. Now that we have some content in the section, if we click, we're not brought back to the menu slide, but instead we're moving to the next slide of the section. This is what you'll get at the end of step 6, introducing a video as a slide background. You'll also learn how to make the video darker to have the text stand out. Let's assume we're done with the content of the posture section and go to movement. Let's add a new slide and look for a video that we can associate to movement. A good place to look for free videos is pexels.com. I type walking as a search word and I think this video will work for me. Download it, copy it and then simply paste it to your slide. You can go to playback to see all options and I'll choose loop until stopped. To be in line with the graphic concept of the presentation, I will add the word walk using the same font as I did for posture. Now if you want you can use the same masking effect, but in this case I will just keep it black. Let's play the presentation from the beginning and see how it looks like. The transition to the video slide is pretty rough, but let's add a fade. In case you prefer using white instead of black, depending on what the image or video is, then your text may not look very readable. A tip to make it look better is to make your picture or video look darker. You can do that by inserting a rectangle, choosing black color, and then adapting the transparency to your taste. And here we go. By the end of this bonus tip, you learn how to create picture layers and have objects hiding behind them. As an idea, you could keep the attention of the audience till the end by letting them know that you will reveal some additional content at the end. A way to do that is to hide a little card in your menu slide. Let's see how we can do it. Create a new slide, take the laptop image and duplicate it. The idea is that we will create an additional image layer that we will superimpose to the existing one. It's easier to do than to explain. Go to Picture Format and then to the far left, remove background. PowerPoint automatically makes a proposal on what to keep and what to discard from the picture. The color part will be kept and the pink-purple one will be discarded. Now you can edit this by using the Mark Areas to Keep and Mark Areas to Remove buttons. Click on Mark Areas to Keep and just virtually paint on them. It's a rough contouring function that replicates in a way what you can do with Photoshop. It's not as precise and as versatile, but it's enough for what we need to do. We don't need to be very precise. We only need to focus on the area where we will be hiding our bonus tip card. Okay, I think that's good enough. Click on Keep Changes, and now all the pink part is gone. Let's copy this new image and paste it on top of the full image on the previous slide. Make sure you align them well so they're perfectly superimposed. Now to your eyes, it looks like there is only one picture. However, we have two laptop images, one stacked on top of the other. I'll crop the second one only to the area that is of interest to me. And now let's insert an icon. This one is good. I'll make it bigger, insert text, so I'll write bonus tip, change the font, and position it on the tag. Let's group the tag and the text, so they will move together. Now it's just a matter of stacking the objects in the right order. We first want the original full picture, then the tag with the bonus tip text, then the second laptop picture, and then the posture text menu item, which at the moment you're not seeing because the second laptop image is on top of it. For some reason, just clicking on posture will not give you the option to bring it to the front, but we'll have to bring to the front the whole summary section, including all the other menu items. Let's reposition the second laptop image. Now I want to select the tag with bonus tip text, but the menu item section is on top of everything, which doesn't allow me selecting the tag and bonus tip text. I will then go to Select, and from the list on the right, select the group that I want. I will hide it, so the audience will wonder what this is, and then add a little animation. Go to Animations, Motion Paths, and then Line. Automatically PowerPoint proposes an animation, but I want to change the path. I want the tag to be fully visible and then go back in. In order to have it going back in automatically, go to the animation pane and then Effect Options, and then select Auto Reverse. Great. Let's remove the slide that we've used to create the second laptop layer image, and we're done. Now we could go on and create other content for the other menu items, but you're not here to learn about home office well-being, right? And as you've seen, I know little about it anyway. Let's have a look at what we've created. Oops, there is a little mistake here, because we see the tag appearing, and that should not be the case. The reason is that we have a morph transition between slide 1 and 2. The second laptop layered image is present only on slide 2, and that's the reason why the tag is appearing. In order to avoid that, we need to copy-paste the second laptop layered image also to slide 1. Now we should be good. Let's try it. Yes, it works. That's nice, I love it. When the posture section is finished, then we are automatically taken to the menu slide. As you see, we don't need to follow a linear order, but we can just click on the different menu items in the order that we want. The video background also looks good. Now I stop the presentation because I want to draw your full attention to what I'm going to say. Okay, hopefully now I got your attention. There are cases where you want to briefly hide what you're presenting so that people can focus on you and what you're saying. You can do that just by pressing the key W if you want to have a white background, or B if you want to have a black background. As soon as you click on any other key, your presentation will resume from the point where you stopped it. I hope you find this video useful. If you have a question or suggestion for my next videos, leave a comment here. This banner here below already tells you what I'd like you to do. One thing you can do for you now is to watch one of these videos to further enhance your digital productivity and communication skills. See you in my next digital tip.